Hey everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be an interesting matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. I'll see you again at halftime as we preview some of the action coming up on Sunday. But for now, it's Thursday Night Football. And on the call, as always, it's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. The scene from a few moments ago, this crowd enthusiastically cheering on their Texans as they emerge from the locker room. And we're just about ready for football as the Texans get set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Colts, whatever promise they had to start the season fully evaporated now as they come in losers of 6 straight.
And sometimes when you're in the middle of a losing streak, being on the road is exactly what you want. You can only depend on each other. Let's see if they can use that as fuel in this ball game.
A first down throw for Brissett. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
This is Marlon Mack, third-year running back. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. He really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. It's that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, and now it's 3rd down.
pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tucker roll that they can fall back on anymore.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Check 59. Move. 59. Mike to 59. Watch the run. 59. 59. Check. Alert. Give me that ball.
Out of the gun, Watson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out. Throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. They run the draw play with Mack. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now this is Hilton on the receiving end, and he gets it down to the 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now the 2nd down throw on target. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 yards there, 1st down.
And the Colts, 1st down.
The Colts with a first red zone opportunity in the ball game. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Brissett again. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. They get the all-pro guard there, Quentin Nelson.
You better come to your boy. I'm going to protect you.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Into the air once more. It's Brissett. Left side caught by Matthews. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. Throwing again on 2nd down. Brissett, and that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
We're talking about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know, he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So he gets an early chance to redeem himself, and he's able to put that one through.
And how happy is he that he's able to get that second chance so quickly after the first miss, gets his confidence back up, and who knows, they may need him for an even bigger kick later in the game.
We play to win. Let's go.
Set to take over again, Deshaun Watson and this Texans offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
From the gun, here's Watson. And Stills over the middle. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up.
Here we go, G. Check 59.
To throw again on second down. Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Mike's 59. Here we go, here we go.
On first down, Watson over the middle, complete. That's Fuller. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Looking to throw again on second down. Watson, and he's taken down inside the 30. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 29-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Watson now to throw. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
Watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check alert. 50. You. 2-6. check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. 59. You got blocked.
Watson looks to throw again. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down.
Mike's 59. 54.
Again, it's Watson. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Now, that's going to be a tough one to explain when they get together and watch a game film, isn't it? I mean, they had the right call, had the out route. He's got to know where the first down sticks are, yet he steps out of bounds that close. Not their best play.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. I'll guarantee you Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use them a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. And the Colts getting ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Play fake. Brissett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this with the ball. Comes free. It's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
All day, dog.
Back to throw. Watson got his man complete over the middle. It's Fuller. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Check 31. Fresno. Mike 5'9".
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. 3rd and 2, Watson. And he finds Stills, complete. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a first down. Give him 6 yards in the first down. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Now it's Watson. Complete. It's Johnson. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Check 59, Mike. Hustle. High 31.
To the air yet again. Watson. Wide open receiver, complete. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far.
Switch. To the end.
Here's Watson. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Watson over the middle, complete. That's Hopkins. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. Here's Watson. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins as the first half is winding down. And the Texans have taken the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, We know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy, stone-faced, wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And, we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, third quarter. So here are the Texans to take over. They got the victory last week. That was against the Baltimore Ravens, and they have the lead here as well. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 22. Second half begins with a run from Miller. Darius Leonard, last year's leading tackler as a rookie in the NFL, in on the stop.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
53 is the mic. Switch up, switch up. 53 is the mic. 53, check 53. Check 59. Mike, 53. 53, Mike. I'm coming after you.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. It's complete. Stills. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
I got you. 54.
To throw is Watson. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie from Temple, Rocky Sin. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Rashard Matthews, the intended target. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
3rd down here. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Watson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
From the 50, it's Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Watson's throw pulled in by Hopkins. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 16 yards, a first down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row, I'm going to stay confident and keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Cut.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Johnson's got it complete. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now Watson. And that one finds the ground, breaking a string of 5 straight completions. And it brings up 2nd down. No, third down. It was Quincy Wilson that time, was able to make the play defensively. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Watson. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And they'll get him to the ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 16.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 6 of 7 now on this drive.
53's the Mike. 53. Check 53.
On the left side, this is Stills. That's another gain of 15 on back-to-back plays.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. One man in the backfield, that's Miller, 2nd and goal.
Here I come again. Here I come again.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal.
Check 99. Check 99. 54.
Here's Miller. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle, right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head. Bend, don't break.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
You like
Come
that
on.
one?
What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Yeah, let's go sandwich.
off the play fake. Here's Brissett, and he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Back now in Houston, it's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Brissett sets to throw it. Caught left side by Funchess. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Brissett from the gun on 3rd. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Jones on the return. He can't get him down. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Watson on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And got his man complete. 39 yards there. A big one.
Let's go.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make the play on the football.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Hey, 31!
Throwing on 2nd down. Watson. He gets it left side to Johnson. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Well, probably the only thing he did wrong there was go out of bounds, nursing this 4th quarter lead. You want to stay in, eat the clock.
Yeah, you got to love the effort, the catch, the extra yardage, but you got to know the situation. Stay in bounds, young man.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Miller. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the 1st down as he's tackled at the 1. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. They come out here in the eye. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run for it with Hyde. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Carlos Hyde, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in.
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was capped off by a Carlos Hyde touchdown run. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Colts now, their offense works their way back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Brissett now. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. First down, a run with Hyde. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Miller. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Running for it, here's Hyde. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Carlos Hyde turned away on 4th down. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. So the defensive front holding strong there on 4th and inches.
And how about the battle of big people up front? That turned into a leverage game, didn't it? Defensive linemen, they won it. Lower than the offensive guys, pushed them back, knifed through, and made a great play. I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Brissett, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Rashard Matthews the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. The Colts on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Out Out of the gun, Brissett. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's fourth.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it. It's Mack. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. At first glance, I wasn't sure he got it. Then I saw that spot. Definitely a first down.
It was, but boy, on the other side, you disputed a little bit, wouldn't you? Okay, if you're playing defense, are you sure he got there? But that's why they tell you all the time, don't just get what you need, get a little bit more, and take the decision out of the hands of the official.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Here's Brissett, and he connects with Ebron. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. J.J. Watt in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. To throw is Brissett. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. The Colts on third down. Just one conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is third and 14. Brissett, and he gets it to Funchess complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So Houston going to